Hello and welcome to another segment of Love Revolution. I'm your host, Mia Saenz. And sitting next to me, you'll see her on the screen, is a very, very special person and a very special guest for you guys to experience. I love her. She is my soul sister, and this is Kirsten Korot. But before I bring her on, remember to pause us if you need to get your notepads and your pens and your drinks to relax and do your breathing exercises, which is just 3 or 4 intake, push down, release, exhale everything unwanted. And now hit unpause and we're back. Okay, sweetheart. So I'm going to share with everybody a little bit and she's going to share with you more. First of all, one of the most important things, and we're going to be silly today because we just normally are together. We have our weekly dinners and this kind of stuff and our little fun walks. And so this is really a treat for me to have her on the other screen, or sitting next to me. But I really want to share with you, and this is something that she won't tell you unless I do, is she used to be a little rock star. So music has always been in Kirsten's repertoire. She was in a girls band before they even had girls and boys bands in the very beginning. And so maybe we'll get her to share a little bit about that. Her CDs are amazing. I love her voice. I don't think that we'll get to hear her sing right now, but do write her and ask her for her CDs or how you can find them because they're really very, very powerful. So Kirsten is a guided imagery, a certified guided imagery facilitator. Very amazing. And we'll talk a little bit about some healings that she's helped me through on guided imagery. She is also a vibrational sound therapist and a wellness and relaxation coach facilitator. And she works a lot with people who have major illnesses or something that comes up that needs to be healed. And as I can attest from a healing that we had together with me years ago, she's just amazing. So I'll be quiet and I'll give you to my sis. So this is Kirsten. So meet the beautiful Kirsten. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, sis?
I'm good, sweetheart. Well, I'm glad you're here. So I want everybody to know a teeny bit about your rock and roll days. Can you share a little bit?
You're going to pull that out, huh?
I had to.
Yeah, I know. Well, it was just part of the journey of what led me into working with sound, which was that I started singing at a very young age, at like 3 years old, and music was always a big influence in the household and in my life. And I used it, a lot of times I used music to listen to process my own feelings, and it was something that I always went to, I think, emotionally to help me get through things. And then I just kind of found myself in a rock band. It wasn't something I planned. It was not the course that my life was going to take. It just kind of happened where I was in the right place, the right time, and got into an all-girl band and did the circuit, like you said, sang and played the Sunset Strip and was in the studio, and we did some recordings on K-Rock. And that was a whole different part of my life. But because of that, I started writing music, and out of that, got more in touch with what were the sounds in my voice when people would react and say, your music was very healing to me, or I listened to this song to get me through something that I was going through emotionally. And trying to decipher, okay, what was I doing naturally that was creating that kind of a feeling for people? But it wasn't really something that hit me powerfully until I was going through my own illness, which you know about, which was where I started being pulled to sound in a different way, in a therapeutic way. It was something that just found me. And, everybody jokes with me, well, how do these things find you? They just find me, And so I found a mentor who was teaching toning, which was using the voice for healing. That led into the Tibetan bowls, which I use. And then that led into, actually, I thought about this today because I lost a mentor, Mitchell Gaynor, Dr. Gaynor, who passed away. And when I was going through my own illness, he was like the first person that really talked about sound as medicine that I had seen. And he was a doctor, a cancer doctor. And when I was going through treatments, I reached out to him because I was just starting my journey into sound, and I wanted to understand what the work was that he was doing and how it could help me in my own healing. And so I was remembering it today because that he really helped me on the journey to understand the power of sound and vibration on the body, on healing, on the cells, down at a cellular level. And so then I just started exploring that and moved into healing myself using sound as one of the tools, and guided imagery as one of the tools to get through my own illness. And then being on both sides of it, then took that as a way to help others who are going through a healing journey. So I've been on both sides of it. Yeah. So that's a little bit of the rock and roll and a little bit of the journey, as you know.
Yeah. The journey part's amazing. As you as a healer and us as, what's the word, patient, client, loved ones to be healed. It's really, you have an amazing calmness. Well, you always have an amazing calmness, which is brilliant. But you have an amazing way of helping somebody to tackle the beast within. I know that sounds crazy, but when you were doing your guided imagery, and then when you helped me years later, first of all, Kirsten has been well for, what is it, like 9 years now?
It will be 10 years in next year.
That's awesome.
2016.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's saying something right there. But I had a really bad urinary tract infection. I mean, so bad that I wasn't able to urinate for several days. And you helped me through that. And I literally went in and I saw it different than you saw yours. And that's the cool thing about, I love the work that you do, because you're not pushing your agenda on people. You're helping them to discover what works for them to heal themselves. And so it was fun and it was lovely, and I just love your work. So I'm glad you're here. What would you like to share with us, Madame?
So, we're talking about the love revolution, right? And we're doing a lot of heart work. And that's been coming up a lot for people around me, clients, friends, everybody, that there's just a lot that's centered around being focused in the heart and trying to walk through your day in the heart. And I know you love the heart work that I've done before. So the thing that I want to work with people on today is to be present and to check in with your heart every day, because we take it for granted, right? It walks us through life. Our heart beats on its own. We sometimes take that for granted, but there's more than just the heartbeat that moves us through the day. It's getting connected to what our own heart is trying to tell us, and trying to stay connected into that heart space, that love space, when we're walking through stress, when we're walking through tension with in our relationships, in our business relationships, in the stresses of the day. And one of the things that I love to do is just going in and having a conversation with our own heart. So it's really what I want to do is take some quiet time for people to kind of stop whatever they're doing in the day now. They're enjoying watching this. And first, what I love to do is, if you do have that paper and pen handy, if you can just in the moment write down a word for where you're at in this moment, and don't think it through, but just whatever comes to mind of what you're feeling, I want you to write that down and then set it aside.
Hold on. I'm there. You're like, don't think about it, Mia. Just do it.
Don't think about it, and don't judge it. That's the big thing. Don't judge it.
Okay.
And then I want everybody to just kind of take some breaths, close their eyes. And what I love to do is use sound sometimes to release also. So, and I'll do this with you, but just taking a big breath and kind of moving some energy around in the body. So taking a breath and making a sigh from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. So you want to yeah, and you kind of just let that feel really good, that vibration in your body, and do it again. Big breath in and sigh. And just releasing and letting go, and do it again. And just kind of feel yourself sinking into the chair where you are, if you're sitting on the couch or if you're sitting on the floor, whatever feels good. Big breath in and sigh again. All the way out. And then just taking your right hand and placing it on your heart. And start connecting with your own heartbeat. Pay attention to how it's beating. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it normal? Because sometimes we get in fight or flight when we're in stress, and we don't even realize that our heart might be beating faster. So right now it's just connecting into your heartbeat. Feel it. Take some deep breaths and breathe into your heart. Big breath in and push the belly out so you're nice and relaxed. Take a deep breath in, push the belly out, and then when you're releasing it, almost like a balloon, let the air go out very, very, very slowly. So you're really connecting into your body, and you're feeling every bit of the breath as you let go and release it. And let's just take a quiet moment to do that. Connect with your breath, connect in with your heartbeat. And then I want you to start getting an image. If you were to look at your heart as your favorite flower, this is something that I love to do with people, is picture the favorite flower that you have. And picture that in the center of your heart. And I want you to pay attention and see, do you feel like the flower is open, spread open wide to the sunlight? Petals open, or does it feel like it's closed? And focus in and feel where your energy is right now. Are you feeling like your flower is completely open? If you're sitting in the middle of your heart, your favorite flower, blossom wide open, blossom closed. So I'm asking you to connect into your body where it is in this moment, in your heart where it is in this moment. And if you do feel like there is a closing, go in a little deeper and ask the question, is there something you're trying to tell me? Why am I feeling closed? And see if an image comes to mind or a word comes to mind or anything. But in those moments when we feel like our heart isn't wide open and we feel it closed, it's good to go in and have a conversation with our heart and ask the question, what am I feeling here? Why am I feeling closed off? So for those of you that might be feeling that in this moment, go in a little deeper and ask those questions. I'm asking you to have a conversation with your own heart. And it's really important to connect in and do that. And then go in even a little bit deeper and ask your own heart, is there anything that you want me to know as I'm sitting here still paying attention to you, feeling my heartbeat, being in my body, looking at that beautiful flower sitting in my heart? Is there anything that you want me to know that maybe I am missing out on? Anything from the day or anything in relationship to another person or a situation or anything? To go in deeper and ask the question, what do you want me to know in this moment? Ask your own heart, what do you want me to know in this moment? And see how that feels. What comes back? And ask a few more questions around that. What do you want me to know that I haven't been paying attention to? Is there anything that I haven't been paying attention to give you the self-love you deserve? I know, and I'm really asking you to go in deep and ask yourself, is there something you have not been giving your own heart that it requires, that it needs, that it feels is missing? As you're walking through the day, as you're doing your work and walking through, we get into our day-to-day routine, and we don't stop and get quiet and pay attention to our own bodies and our own heart. And sometimes we just move through the day and we're up at the crack of dawn and then we're to sleep, and we haven't really paid attention to what we're feeling in the day. And I'm asking you now to just connect in. Is there anything during this week or today or anything that you feel like you haven't given yourself? Give your heart that pamper time right now. What does Mia's heart want to know? What does Mia's heart want to tell her? What are the people out in the audience right now? What does your heart want to tell you in this moment that you might not have been paying attention to? What does that feel like? What does that look like? How does that feel in your body? Does it feel light or heavy? Pay attention to what's going on in your body in this moment as you're having the conversation with your heart. Is there any stress that comes up? Anything that, pay attention to the emotions that come up. And thinking about stepping into your heart, let's think about the rest of the day, the rest of the evening that you have. Is there anything that you would shift to be more in your heart if you haven't been in your heart today? Is there anything when we come out of this, that you want to step into differently for the rest of your day? So that you can feel like you're heart-centered. Would you communicate differently with anyone around you? Is there anything you felt you've left unsaid from your heart? Anything you want to do for yourself after, to pamper yourself, to pamper your own heart? So let's think about that as I'm going to move through after this into the rest of my day and my evening. Is there anything I want to shift so that I can stay heart-centered? And then one last thing I love to do is let's imagine you have this beautiful treasure box in front of you. And this is your own special treasure box. It can be decorated any way you want. It can be full of jewels on the outside, however you want it to look. This is your treasure box. And inside it is a gift that your heart wants to give to you in this moment, that it feels you need. You don't know what's inside the box. You haven't opened it yet. It's been sitting waiting for you to open it today. So I want you to slowly lift the lid, look inside, and see what it has for you. It could be anything. It could be a word, an image, a person, whatever it is, a gift that your heart feels you need to know in this moment. And pick it up and feel it, look at it. Hold it against your heart, feel how much love there is, and that's you giving yourself that gift. Your heart giving that gift to you. And breathe that in. Take a nice deep breath. And feel what a beautiful, loving gift that is you're giving to yourself out of that treasure box. Connecting into your heart, seeing your flower wide open. And then taking a deep breath and coming back into the room. And that piece of paper that you have, that you had written the word down, I want you to just write another word down right now that comes to mind. And even if you want to take a moment, and you can do it now or after, and write down any, take a moment after we finish this to write down any images, any thoughts, anything that came to you that your heart gave you, any messages for yourself. Journal it down. You may not understand it now, you may come back to it later, but it's really important, if anything came up, to make a note of it for yourself. That's a gift to yourself that you can keep. And what I would tell people to do is that when we get in the middle, the reason why I love the heart work is when we get in the middle of our day, or even at the beginning of the day, before you even go out into the world, if you can check into your own heart, use the image of the flower, or if there's another image that comes to mind that feels like your heart, a beautiful image of something that you love, that you want to place in your heart. Before you step out into the world, take even 2 minutes, close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, connect in and feel, is my heart open or closed? Right? In that moment, and before you step out into the world, have a little conversation. If you're feeling closed off in the morning, why am I feeling closed off? What's going on with me? How can I stay in my heart, right? Or do I need, is there something that's unresolved that I need to do before I step out into the world today, or something I'm sitting with, some stress? And pinpoint what that is so you don't carry it all day. And then try and imagine picturing that flower open, and start noticing the difference of what that feels like when your heart feels closed and when your heart feels open. And as you're walking through the day, if you get put in a situation stressful at work and you feel like your heart is closed off and you get into anger or other things that are going on in your body, for me, the way I look at that as a wellness coach is that all that stress that you hold in your body creates dis-ease in the body, which can turn into illness. And I don't want you to have that. I want you to be able to release that in the moment so you're not carrying it through the day. And a great way to do that is to check into your heart also and see, if you're really coming from, a peaceful place where you're in your heart and you're really connected to your own body too, and start paying attention, when you are feeling disconnected from your own heart, right? And notice the difference that when you're connected into your heart, it affects the way you speak to people. It may affect you taking a different action in your day than you would have normally if you just breathe for a moment and center yourself, and think about, okay, what would feel good to my heart in this moment? Maybe it's, if you're in a place of anger or something, with a spouse or, or a business partner or something, and you think about, okay, what if I move into my heart instead? What is my heart telling me to do differently? Right? So it's about really staying heart connected. And it takes work because we have so many things that we move through in our day. But for me, and that's one of the reasons I love doing the vibration. I didn't play the bowls right now because I just wanted to be kind of quiet with you guys. But vibration and sound and moving the energy in your body and feeling connected to your body and feeling connected to your heart, when you're able to stay in that space, start noticing if things happen differently in your life, right? So that you're not carrying this the stress, and also your interactions with people, because then you're sharing your light more, and when you're in your light, people respond differently, and when you're in your heart, people respond differently. And so, and it's all related to keeping the stress out of your body also. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Will you share your bowls with us?
I will. So, I love the sound of the Tibetan bowls, because for me, it's this baby's over 200 years old. This was the first bowl that I ever got, and I used on my own body when I was ill to put the vibration into the body. And you've experienced what that feels like on your body.
Amazing.
It's pretty powerful, yeah. But also, sound is so powerful because it goes in through the brain into the body at a cellular level, and it's just so calming. So I've got a few of the bowls here. So we'll do a little sound, so people can close their eyes if they want to just listen to the bowls.
A little jam session.
A little jam session, yes. And just breathing it into your body. Breathing it into your heart again. And also, if there's anything you want to release and let go of, imagine just throwing it into the bowl, right? And just pulling that sound into your heart again.
It's amazing how long it lasts.
Yes. So you think about that on the body. So that vibration, when it's on the bowls are on the body. Resonate.
And sound breaks up blocked energy.
Yes, sound breaks up blocked energy. Yes.
People might not realize as they're watching this.
Yes, and it also is a good way to break up pain. When I work with cancer patients, I use the bowls on the body too to relax, because there's so much stress around illness, not just cancer patients, but other people, even pain management. You carry that stress in your body because if you think, there's so much stress just around dealing with being ill that the sound is a good way to just relax the body. And also, when it calms the brain down, it calms the body down. It becomes a natural way to manage pain, because it's amazing to see that people sometimes, when I'm working with them, will do a scale of 1 to 10. Where's your pain at? When I step in the room, it might be at 9, and by the time we're done, it's down to 1 or 2, because it's just allowing the sound to move through and break up the blockages, and also just relaxing, calming the body.
It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
I feel so peaceful. Close up the show. Finish it up. I'm just going to sit here. No. I remember when I had a sinus infection, and you did some work on me, I don't know, 6 months ago. It was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So we're almost out of time, which I can't wait I'm going to listen to this segment again tonight, because I want to hear those bowls. You have a free gift for us. Would you like to share it with us?
I have a couple of free gifts. So
She comes toting free gifts. Yay.
So I have an MP3 of one of the tracks from my sound healing CD, which is a really great one to work on because it is for the heart. It's for the heart chakra. And it's just really good to sit and use it to breathe and do maybe that exercise that I gave and to get into your heart, or just even to just relax after the day. So they'll have that. And then also a little mini consult with me. They can, sign up and get information if they want to know more about this work or work with me, and we can do a phone or a Skype consult. So I'll have like that available for people that feel a pull to have a little mini consult with me. Because awesome. I love sharing the tools, and if I can help somebody, get through, and for me it's about teaching people and empowering people in their own healing. Mm-hmm. So I love doing that work. So.
You're awesome.
So you're awesome too, sis.
Thank you. Thank you. It's amazing to have you on. I love having you on. I can't believe how fast that went. It went really, really fast. What else would you like to share with us before we say goodbye?
Let's see. I think I want to stay on our theme of the heart, which is that I just would love to see people try and connect in with themselves. We get so disconnected in the world sometimes with all the day-to-day stresses and the noises around us, that it's really important to take pamper time for yourself too. And that's a good way to be in your heart also. Like, do something that is nurturing to your own heart. For me, I love being out in nature, so I love doing the hikes. We do them sometimes. And, feeling really connected in with my own body, with my own heart, and doing something that feels really good for myself. And that's a way of staying heart connected too. And so I would tell people, make sure that you're taking time, even, 5 minutes or a half an hour, whatever it is, to get out of the day-to-day. It's great for stress, to relieve the stress and for relaxation. Do something, pamper yourself. Do something you love to do. Take yourself out in nature. Watch a movie, whatever it is that you like to do that is feeding your spirit, feeding your heart.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you. It was fun to have you here.
It was fun to be here.
And thank you all. We'll see you in another segment. Bye.